I want to talk about how I accidentally created an awesome grid challenge that I think every parent could use. But first, let's talk about these walls. What's happening? Please don't judge me. My office is a complete disaster, but I want to talk a little bit about it before we get this video started. And I am repainting my mirror television. So there is a 32-inch television right in the middle. It's surrounded by LED lights as well. So when both turn on, it shines through the glass. So this will be mounted flush against the wall, not this wall, right above the computer. So it's gonna be mounted flush and flat. And then on this wall, I'm having a sign made and I'm gonna put LEDs behind it and it's gonna say, there's no right way to make yourself more creative. So I am painting my office. That whole wall is in chalkboard paint. Little office renovation I'm super excited about, and my husband was not. It took forever to paint. I complained the whole time. My husband painted our whole last house, like 26 gallons. And I had trouble painting this on one wall. But yeah, so this Instagram grid challenge I want to talk about, I made it by failing another challenge. So back in March of 2019, I was kind of really struggling with my creativity. Almost like I was empty. I wasn't challenging myself. My time was consumed by my job, my freelancing, and my children. So I didn't really feel like I had any me time to be creative. And that's really hard for someone like me that constantly always wants to produce something. And so I had a hard time setting aside even 15 minutes for a shower, let alone a few minutes for creativity a day. So I was scrolling YouTube and Facebook and I saw this 365-day challenge where you take one photo a day with your DSLR and upload it. Easy, right? No? And so I got really excited and I was like, oh, I could do that. That would really challenge me. And the boys are at a cute age. It'd be some fun stories. And so I love that the first few weeks of this, I think, as you can see in the picture I'm about to show you, you can see my 9-to-5 laser tag equipment pictures. You can see, potty training pictures, food pictures, a little bit of my freelance work pictures with a wedding and a cake smash. And so it was really fun in the beginning, but it was hard making that time because I didn't allow myself to use my phone. I only limited myself to my DSLR, which isn't always easy to use when you have two small children, and the time it took to upload to my laptop, and at the time I did all my editing on my laptop, and I really set myself up for failure. And it was all my doing. I put the weight of it all, and it became more stressful, and I lost the reason that I had initially started it, which was to become more creative and just carefree and just kind of this new adventure. And so it didn't really work out. All the rules, everything leading up to it, I eventually started missing 1 or 2 days, and then I would have to take a picture for that day, so that would be 3 days I would have to upload right away. And then I started worrying if one picture wasn't good enough. And my life is rather boring most days. I go to work, I come home, we pick the kids up, we make dinner, sometimes I work on the weekends, and it's really not that exciting. So I felt like I was letting myself down, and really I just stopped. I think after like 26, 27 days, I just gave up, and I archived the post that said, hey everybody, I'm gonna do this awesome challenge and welcome to my adventure. And then nope, I'm done. It was not working. And so a few months later, I noticed the last 12 photos on my grid had a really interesting pattern. And so much so, I decided to keep it up. And you can see here in the image I'm about to show you, and it was really cute. I had like every other post was an up close face rotating of two of my children. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And so I kept it up, and it's been over a year later, and I'm still doing the exact same pattern. And I thought most people will notice, like, oh, my timeline is so cool. Look at that. Like, nobody's noticed. Everyone that I've sent this post to are like, oh, I didn't even notice you did that. Like, oh man, I thought it was so cool. I mean, it is really cool. And you know, immediately I did see a few benefits from doing this. Aesthetically pleasing, and I really get to watch their faces grow. Like the last year, if you scroll through my timeline, you get to see kind of how their faces change. And my most favorite part is writing down the memories. And so the best part of it all is like a constant reminder to myself to keep up with the individual pictures of my children. And it's really cool because it'll be the stories Jude or Miles will look back on and read, and they get to experience my viewpoint as their parent. And you know, it's not always happy and perfect, and I try to document the frustrating days as well. And you know, sometimes I wish the photos from my phone were a little bit better, the lighting was brighter or more dramatic, but I understand I don't always have the time to grab my 2-pound camera, and what's most important is getting to capture the moment before I forget. And so yeah, so that was pretty cool, getting to scroll through, and it worked better this time around for me because I didn't limit myself. I could use my phone, I could use my DSLR, and I could go back and forth. If I didn't have any picture, or my husband used a cute picture, or if my husband took a cute picture, you know, he could just like send it to me and I would use that. Just no rules, you know, and no timeline on it. My incentive was really just kind of watching my children go and documenting them. And that's easy as a parent to kind of crush that goal, because I feel like we're already looking for that outlet. And of course, what really saved me was like the workflow optimization and using Adobe Lightroom Mobile and starting to edit a lot of my photography from my phone or from my iPad. So that was a big, so let's say if I did take DSLR photos, I would go to my computer, drag and drop them into the cloud, and be sitting on the couch. A small child falls asleep on me. They won't let me put him down, and I could still edit from my phone, and the picture that I just set into the cloud on my computer is now right in my lap, and I can still kind of get work done. And so it was a little bit of everything, but I absolutely love this grid, and I encourage you to challenge yourself as well and use the pattern or create your own pattern. Challenge yourself, learn from the process. But yeah, you know, being busy, and there was a lot of other things stressful that really killed my creativity. So finding time to really reel it back in, that was for me on my terms, and that worked for me as a mom and a freelancer, just was really important. But I thought it was kind of a fun thing, because this would have never happened if I didn't try and fail the other challenge. Who cares if you fail? I'm great at failing. But yeah, that is the Jam Grid Challenge. And I am so excited for my office renovation. So I tried recording this on a DSLR, and I think my phone has a better quality. Like I took like 40 takes on my DSLR. It was not good. But thanks for tuning in, you guys, and have a great day.